All rise. The divorce court of Leon County, Judge Skipper proceeds.
Thank you. Hello, everyone.
You may all be seated.
How y'all doing today?
Doing pretty good. And yourself?
I'm fine, thanks for asking. Okay, so today I see we have Mr. and Mrs. Thomas. They're getting a divorce. Can you please state your case, Ms. Thomas?
Hello, everyone. My name is Mariah Thomas, and I am here today because I am divorcing my husband Michael of 5 years. I just recently found out that he is HIV positive, and I had, my suspicions that he was cheating, and I ended up getting proof of it. I brought with me today my best friend and my doctor. She has the evidence and the proof.
She's gonna be your witness today.
Yes.
Okay.
And I just want out. I had just recently graduated from college, and I start a full-time job starting next week. We both been out of work, and I'm trying to, get my life together, and now finding out that he has HIV it's a lot. It's too much, so I just want out.
All right, Mr. Thomas.
Your Honor, I don't want to get the divorce. And I believe that if we go through counseling, we can work this out.
Just counseling?
Counseling, a couple treatments. But what I would say is, Magic Johnson, a long-time NBA player, has had HIV for 10 years plus, and he is still living and breathing with a healthy relationship going on
That
today.
is true, but Magic Johnson got some money.
He's got some money, and I've been job hunting, Your Honor, and I think I'm on the right path. Also, it was a long night, and it was a girl that because I was drunk. So when she told me we pulled up to the house, it seemed like it was our house. I believed it was our house.
It was our house.
She asked if I wanted her to walk me to the door.
I agree. Seemed like
our
house.
Our house is PG, kind of. The house was cream. It was my mistake for accepting the ride, but I took it. And next thing I know, the next morning, I woke up in the bed that wasn't mine, but I don't believe anything happened. And that is my case.
There are two ways to establish the presence of the virus, both requiring a blood sample. The rapid test is performed by piercing one finger and testing the blood right away, while the standard and most accurate test requires a blood sample that will be analyzed in lab and takes up to 2 weeks for the results. Both tests look for the presence of HIV antibodies and not for the actual virus. It can take up to 12 weeks for the antibodies to be generated. This means that an accurate result can be obtained only after that amount of time, since the probable exposure.
I was drunk, Your Honor, but I don't believe that happened.
You good. Never heard that before. You good. All right, so I'm going to call the first witness. Who's your witness, Ms. Thomas?
Her name is Desseanne Alfred.
Can you please stand, Ms. Desseanne? Can you swear in?
Please stand. Please stand and raise your right hand. Do you promise that this testimony you shall give in this case before this court shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Please state your first and last name.
Desseanne Alfred.
You may be seated.
Thank you. Hi, Ms. Desseanne.
Hi,
How are you today?
Miss
Skipper.
Skipper. My name is Desseanne Alfred, and I'm the best friend of Mrs. Thomas, and I'm also her doctor at Primary Care Associates. And Mr. and Mrs. Thomas came to the facility to get tested for HIV, and the results came back, and Mrs. Thomas tested negative and Mr. Thomas tested positive. And I'm also Mrs. Thomas' friend, and I saw Mr. Thomas on a date with another lady, and I have
You have
pictures.
Oh, you have pictures?
Yes.
on
please
the
bring me the
date.
pictures? Baby, can you please bring me the pictures?
You know you was on
I
a
have
date.
proof you was on a
You
date.
know you was on a date with that girl.
Thank you. Oh,
I was set up.
it looks
Now you
like
see.
you. This will show you kissing her. This don't look like Miss Thomas to me.
Well,
Okay. So can you please give us some more information?
And also to add, when they both came to the facility, they did not have any insurance and they had to pay out of pocket. And because they know me, they received good quality of care.
Mhm.
Your Honor, those tests were like $300 a piece.
Your Honor, I just got approved for insurance approximately a week ago.
Okay.
The timing took like 3 weeks, but I got approved for Medicaid and it begins August 1st. So her stating that I have insurance is actually false.
Okay, so
I don't
it's,
have insurance.
it begins August 1st, but she already got tested and everything. You already got tested and everything, so that doesn't really cover the past.
It don't.
We're worried about the past right now, Mr. Thomas, not the future, okay? But I'm glad you did get covered, okay? And what coverage you say you had?
Clear Health Alliance.
That's some good insurance, okay? Do you know any facts or anything about HIV that you can help me understand this more?
Pause it.
HIV is the acronym for Human Immunodeficiency Virus. The virus attacks the human immune system, resulting in a chronic and progressive illness that leaves the subject vulnerable to infections. Once the body is unable to fight infections on its own, the pathology has advanced to the final stage of AIDS, acquired immune deficiency syndrome. The virus can't survive outside of the host body due to the temperature below 35 degrees Celsius. For this reason, HIV can't be transmitted through a handshake, cough, kiss, or sneeze. The virus must enter the body through blood, semen and pre-semen, vaginal fluid, spinal fluid, or breast
Ms.
milk.
Desseanne, can you please give us some more facts about HIV?
HIV is a pre-existing condition. It used to be waived under the ACA, but now we're under Trump Care, and the pre-existing condition could affect her insurance, and she has to go back to the doctor to be tested in 3 months because she did get tested early, so there's a possibility that she might be HIV positive, and that could also, and her being HIV positive could also affect the fact that she's pregnant because she doesn't know if the baby might have
Pregnant.
HIV or not. And yeah, wear condoms.
Pause that.
Mr. Thomas, if you wanted to cheat, you should have wear condoms.
And we wouldn't even be here.
Cheat.
You want to get an education in college, not a chronic sexual transmitted disease
Hello.
like HIV. Be smart and educate yourself. Use condoms.
Right.
Anything else, Ms. Desi?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you so much for the facts and information and being a witness today. You may now sit down at your regular table. All right, Ms. Thomas.
Yes.
Do you have any other thing you want to say on why, like, give me the full facts of why you want to get divorced?
I'm just not happy anymore. The fact that now I have to live with having HIV over my head is really bothering me, and now
So it
Would
definitely
bring-
bothered you too.
yeah, and like now we're about to bring a child into the world. I still don't know if I'm gonna be, HIV positive or not. I have to go back in 3 months, and by that time, my insurance with my full-time job have been kicked in, so I'll be okay. I'll be able to afford it, but it's just too much, and I don't want to put my child through that, so I want out still.
Mr. Thomas?
Your Honor, even though it never happened, it won't happen again.
Goodbye.
And I would like to say that the counseling is also still an option. And now that I've learned that I have a son on the way, I definitely believe that we don't need a divorce. We can work this out. We can find a way. The treatment is going to help. It's twice a week for the rest of our life. On the way, our financials will be stable.